Hi, this is Nicole Lee with Health, Beauty, and More with some tips and some facts for you regarding health and how to take care of ourselves with natural ways like herbs and how we eat. I found this list of different herbs and some of the attributes they have. And as far as illnesses go, if you are interested, I'm going to go through it anyway. But if you don't want to hear about this part, then I understand. But when we have different issues that come from A to Z, during our lifetime, we can depend on some of these herbal products that are natural, and you can find them at most health food stores, and even some of your pharmacies carry this. The first one in the A group, I'll go through that first, and that's acne. They have tea tree oil or calendula or aloe for a natural remedy. Also, in the A's, alcoholism. They listed evening primrose, which I believe also helps with relaxation, and something called kudzu, which is like a fungus that grows on trees in the south, in the southern states of the United States. I've seen it, especially in Georgia. For allergies, they have chamomile. For anyone with Alzheimer's disease, they list rosemary and ginkgo or ginkgo biloba. Chest pain is also called angina. They list hawthorn, garlic, willow, and green tea. Green tea's been known to help with a lot of cures, and it's a remedy for a lot of things. But I do know this, that it does have caffeine in it, and if I find it without caffeine, I'll probably buy some. For anxiety and stress, they listed hops, kava, passion flower, valerian, chamomile, and lavender. For arteriosclerosis, they list garlic. For arthritis, they list capsicum, ginger, turmeric, willow, cat's claw, and devil's claw. For the condition of asthma, they list coffee, ephedra, or tea. They also list the topical tea tree oil to use that for athlete's foot. But I've also heard about using Vicks VapoRub for athlete's foot. Supposedly helps if you do it daily, and it doesn't take long before you see a significant difference. For attention deficit order, they listed evening primrose oil. For bad breath, they listed parsley. Also, chlorophyll is a good one too. But the chlorophyll can cause heartburn, so I would take it in stride and maybe dilute it with something like baking soda or some fruit juice. For boils, they list tea tree oil, topical garlic, echinacea, another one that's a very long word, eleutherococcus, ginseng, and rhodiola. For bronchitis, they list echinacea and pelargonium. For burns, aloe, or another word, aloe vera, from the aloe vera tree plant. And for cancer, they have quite a few items in here. They have bilberry, blackberry, cocoa, dark chocolate. That means I better eat some of that. Nature Valley, nut crisp, and a dark chocolate, almond dark chocolate. It's so delicious, and I know if I go grab that, I must be hungry. Okay, after that one, for cancer, they also list the green tea, the garlic, the ginseng, something called maitake mushroom, which I don't think I've seen that in the grocery store, but it exists. They list pomegranate, raspberry, and the reishi mushrooms. They said for canker sores to use golden seal. For colds, echinacea, andrography, ginseng, coffee, licorice roots, also good for a sore throat. Or you can use tea nasal and chest congestion. It helps that. For congestive heart failure, they list hawthorn. For constipation, they list apples, psyllium seed, and senna. But I know that milk of magnesia is very good. Anything with magnesium in it is good for constipation. For coughing, they list eucalyptus. But eucalyptus oil opens up the passageways, and it's like that wasabi, green, you know what wasabi is, that stuff that you get with sushi rolls, that it doesn't burn like as much. It just opens everything up so that you can breathe and feel clear. You know, it clears the passageways, all right. For depression, I have down here St. John's wort. They didn't add SAM-E, but I know that's natural. For diabetes type 2, they list garlic, navy, pinto, or black beans, cinnamon, and eleutherococcus, flaxseed, and green tea. For diabetic ulcers, they list comfrey. For diarrhea, they list bilberry and raspberry. For diverticulitis, they list peppermint. I noticed peppermint is also great for restless leg syndrome. If you've ever had that or know someone with it, have them rub their feet and legs with the peppermint essential oil and see if that works. For dizziness, I have down here ginger and ginkgo. For earaches, I have echinacea. For eczema, chamomile, topical borage seed oil, and evening primrose oil. For fatigue, I have down dark chocolate. Oh, see, there's another reason to eat this stuff if you're tired. Coffee, eleutherococcus, ginseng, rhodiola, and tea. For flu, echinacea, elderberry syrup. For gas, they list dill and fennel. For giardia, which is a stomach problem, I think it's a parasite of some sort, they list golden seal. For gingivitis, which is gum disease, they list green tea and golden seal. For hay fever, they list butterbur and stinging nettle. For herpes, they list lemon balm, comfrey, echinacea, garlic, and ginseng. For high blood pressure, they list garlic, beans, dark chocolate, again, there we go, cocoa, and hawthorn. For high blood sugar, fenugreek, that's how you pronounce that, I believe. For high cholesterol, they list apples, cinnamon. Cinnamon is good on apples. Cocoa, dark chocolate, there we go again, high cholesterol. Evening primrose oil, I must eat more chocolate, dark chocolate. Flaxseed, soy foods, and green tea. For hot flashes, red clover, soy, black cohosh. For impotence, talked about men, I believe, yohimbe, which is made from the yam, I believe. For indigestion, we have chamomile, ginger, peppermint. For infections, we have topical tea tree oil, astragalus, or if it's not sure if it's pronounced astragalus, echinacea, eleutherococcus, garlic, and ginseng, and rhodiola. And then the list goes on for insomnia, kava, primrose, evening primrose, hops, lemon balm, valerian. Irregular heartbeat, we have hawthorn listed. I believe if you rub your chest with Vicks Vapor Rub, that helps with irregular heartbeat too. Maybe it's the camphor or the eucalyptus aspect of it, but it does seem to help. For irregularity, they have senna and psyllium seeds. For irritable bowel syndrome, chamomile, peppermint. Lower back pain, thymol, carvacrol, and white willow bark. For menstrual cramps, we have kava, raspberry, chasteberry. For migraines, we have feverfew and butterbur. For morning sickness, ginger. For muscle pain, they have capsicum and wintergreen. I tried capsicum years ago. I don't know how people can stand the pain of that is worse than the muscle pain itself. Nausea, they said ginger. Premenstrual syndrome, they said chasteberry and evening primrose. Ringing in the ears, they list ginkgo. And seasonal affective disorder, they list St. John's wort. For shingles, they list capsicum. For sore throat, licorice, marshmallow, or mullein. For a stuffed nose, echinacea. For tonsillitis, golden seal, astragalus, and echinacea. For a toothache, they list willow and clove oil. For ulcers, they list aloe and licorice. And for varicose veins, they list bilberry, horse, and chestnut. They didn't put one down here for people that lose their hair, alopecia, horsetail. That's what I would say would be the one I would go for. For yeast infections, they list eat garlic, take golden seal, and something called podarco. And then I can give you that list if you want it for your own use, but that's a long one. But I'd be glad to send anybody that list if that's something you want. Fruits and vegetables that contain essential vitamins, minerals, and fiber, they can help protect you from chronic disease. Because people that don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables have a lot more problems and a higher risk of chronic illnesses like stroke and other cardiovascular diseases and even cancer. So most of our nutrients should come from food. The foods that contain, like the fruits and vegetables I was talking about, they contain all the vitamins, minerals, and supplements that are natural, and they're naturally occurring, and it protect you from so many different things, so many different diseases. And if you look at the Japanese and their diet, they seem to have the longest lifespan in the world, lowest incidence of obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. If you look at the Mediterranean diet, it's also extremely healthful, and it usually includes things that are homemade. Italian food is one example, like lentils and garbanzo beans and balsamic vinegar. Not overeating, of course, is a good thing to remember, because we tend to eat our largest meal in America. We end up eating too much late in the day, our last meal. And I think it's the other way around for these countries that have a lower risk of illness and a higher lifespan, healthier quality life. They eat their largest meal of the day as lunch in Italy, not dinner. They also have a big feast on Sundays, and they take walks once in a while with their families. And one cardiologist really recommends that his clients go eat a Mediterranean diet. His name's Richard Collins. He said their diet is so rich in vegetables and fruits and whole grains and lean meats and poultry and a lot of omega-3. That's something that naturally occurs in fish, rich fish. A recent study in China found that women that eat mushrooms 3 times a week, they have a 50% reduction in the incidence of breast cancer. They also drink a lot of green tea in China 3 times a week, and that lowers their risk of developing breast cancer as well. That's really stunning and an enormous difference. Certain herbs, thyme, rosemary, oregano, basil, mint, and so on, the cancer rates are much lower and the cancer is not as aggressive if people are utilizing these spices. Here's a home remedy for fever blisters. You apply petroleum jelly to the skin or cold compresses on the affected area. And also avoid eating nuts and chocolate. Well, I know chocolate isn't going to help you if you have a fever blister, because I believe there is protein in there that antagonizes the virus that causes the cold sores. And chocolate and nuts are no-nos for that. So if you're having a breakout and you kind of want to have that, and caffeine and alcohol are probably no-nos for anyone that has canker sores. Home remedies for common fever are drinking tea made from saffron, eating oranges. They give you also instant energy and vitamin C, help you fight off infections. Also, a glass of milk can help. A home remedy for a sore throat, let me give you that. It's a mixture of Listerine mouthwash with hydrogen peroxide. You pour a little of each into a cup, equal parts, gargle. And eat 3 to 4 marshmallows to soothe the sore throat. And that's something children like because of all the sugar and corn syrup that they make them with. The gelatin in the marshmallows is what soothes the sore throat. They say drink hot water, lemon juice, and honey mixed together. I've heard that about honey, especially if it's locally grown organic honey, that not only does it do that, but it assists when you've got allergies. And if you're prone to having seasonal allergies, try the basic honey. And you put on your breakfast toast or whatever you want to sweeten it with. And a home remedy for heartburn here. Take a teaspoon of baking soda in an 8-ounce cup of water. Drink that. It's a natural antacid. You can also use it to brush your teeth with, and it makes them lighter, like mine, kind of white. Bananas act as a natural antacid in the body, and you can eat either fresh or dried bananas. Fresh ginger, if you can swing eating it, it's just a little hard on some people's digestive system. It's one of the oldest remedies for heartburn, but for me, I think it would give me heartburn. It can be added to food when it's cooked, eaten raw, or consumed as ginger tea. Okay, let me give you a couple of silly ones here. This is funny. Another remedy for warts. Use duct tape to remove your warts. If you're really strong enough to do that, and it's like waxing to me. Cure your nail fungus with vapor rub. Soothe your eczema by using oatmeal. I've heard that's also something that you can use on insect bites, like oatmeal. I've heard of oatmeal baths for people that have problems with hemorrhoids. It soothes that area. Curing bad breath by eating yogurt. Well, yogurt has lactobacillus, and those are the good bacteria that we need to replace in our body, that maybe we don't have enough of those, and it maybe has something to do with the bad breath. And then lastly is eating olives. That supposedly helps with motion sickness. I'm not sure whether they're talking about green or black, but anyway, I hope these things helped you, and I hope you got something out of it. And let me know if you want any of this information sent to you. I'll be more than happy. Have a great day. Do whatever your heart desires, and just enjoy life. Namaste. Nicole Lee with health, beauty, and more.